I got a feeling that a lot of people forgot about this game. Hello everyone, and welcome to Action RPG. I'm your host Aaron, and for today's video we're headed back to the world of Magic Legends. The good old developers over at Cryptic Studios have dropped on us almost a 5-minute narrated trailer that for the first time shows us deck building. Now I wasn't kidding when I said I bet a lot of people forgot about this game. It's because through its development process it's had kind of a checkered past. When we finally got alpha gameplay footage, this game got ratioed hard because the visuals honestly looked worse than a mobile game. It did not look like a next-gen action RPG in the slightest. That being said, the game has actually been postponed almost a year. Through its alpha process and having lots of people test the game, it continues to get better. And today, with that new trailer, we'll take a look and see how good it looks now. On top of that, publisher Perfect World has given us an official open beta date for this game, and it's actually not too far off. As always, I will share my thoughts. Please feel free to share yours in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe to support smaller channels. All right, let's jump right into this. Starting off on Game Rant, title this article, Magic Legends gets new trailer and open beta start date. A new video breaks down how Magic Legends will let players build out and power up their spell decks for a unique ARPG progression system. And I do have to say, out of all the action RPGs I've played over the last few years, this game does seem unique, because it is an isometric hack-and-slash action RPG based upon the lore of the Magic the Gathering card game, and it's actually a game where it appears you don't really collect gear, you collect cards, and all your strength comes from you leveling up your cards and your loadout for your deck. Very, very different. In Magic Legends, players will pick from 5 different classes, each based on card colors for the Magic TCG. However, players are limited by their class. They'll be able to build a deck of cards from other mana colors. This deck will make up 12 different spells players have on hand, which are shuffled so that they have 4 different spells available to use at a time. Players will start with the deck of their class mana color, but can change their deck's color as they go on. Really interesting. So you'll have 12 different spells. Again, they will shuffle and you'll have 4 on the screen at a time. And as you progress, you will unlock a mission where you can have 2 different mana color spell cards, but only 2. You can't have like red, blue, green. You can only pick 2 of those to load out your deck. Spell cards will be earned through gameplay, but you will also grow in power similarly. Players will earn spell pages as well as ether by playing through Magic Legends missions. These currencies can then be used to upgrade individual spells up to level 10. This is how players will grow their strength. Okay, that is the key part of this article. Upgrading your spells, upgrading your card's level is how you will increase your strength. Imagine an action RPG, a hack and slash, an isometric game where you do not collect gear. There's no gear hunt from what I understand in this game. Who knows? Maybe it'll be good. All right, I've said enough for now. I'm going to play for you the 4.5-minute new trailer that is narrated and breaks down how the skills will work and the loadout for Magic Legends. Enjoy.
Hi, I'm Adam Hitaney. I am the design lead on Magic Legends here at Cryptic Studios. And Magic Legends is an online action RPG where you step into the role of a powerful, magic-wielding planeswalker to take on the ancient forces of destruction threatening to tear the multiverse apart. So in order to overcome these challenges, players will need to master deck building to construct a deck of powerful, synergistic spells capable of standing up to these emerging threats to the multiverse. Much like the card game that inspired us, in Magic Legends, a Planeswalker's spell deck is their magical ability manifested into powerful spells. Your deck is composed of 12 unique spells that your Planeswalker can cast during combat, with 4 of these spells being available at a time, cycling randomly after use. These spells are chosen from among Magic's 5 colors of mana, each with their own distinctive mechanics and characteristics. For instance, white spells manifest the restorative power of light in order to heal allies. Blue spells cloud the minds of opposing enemies and exert control on the battlefield. Black spells tap into necromantic power to reanimate the dead and drain life. Red spells harness destructive elemental forces to deal direct damage. Green spells embrace the ferocity of the wild to summon and nourish massive creatures. So not only is your deck your arsenal of spells, it also defines your overarching strategic approach on the battlefield. It's your army, your defenses, and your firepower all in one. When you embark on your journey through the multiverse, you will begin with a pre-constructed deck tied to the color of your selected Planeswalker class. While this might be your starting deck, however, branching out to include other colors and swap out spells will be key to your progression and crafting your own ultimate deck. Over the course of your adventure, you will discover, earn, and collect new spells that you can use to customize your spell deck. Any class can build and use any deck, regardless of the color themes associated with each. So you might have selected the blue-aligned Mind Mage class, but you might find yourself not playing any blue spells at all, instead opting for a red-green deck and still be highly effective in the game. So certain colors naturally complement each other, like white's healing powers and black's life-draining abilities. You can combine these together to sustain you and your creatures on the battlefield. As you progress through the multiverse, you'll find and earn spell pages of specific spells. When you collect enough spell pages, you harvest enough ether from mission content, then you'll be able to upgrade your spell's rank and in turn their effectiveness up to a maximum level of 10. The spells that you collect fall into 3 categories. Creature spells are the army of magical beings that you can summon and bend to your will. You might summon massive beasts, resplendent angels, hordes of the undead, or any number of other creatures from around the multiverse. Enchantment spells create an ongoing effect for a set amount of time, which can synergize with other spells that you're casting. Sorcery spells are single-use powers which can quickly turn the tides of battle in your favor. Bathe your foes in dragonfire, nourish your summoned creatures, or simply mind control enemies on the battlefield. As with tabletop Magic the Gathering, spells also come in 4 different rarities: common, uncommon, rare, and mythic rare. You may find that you want to build decks with a focus on spells of higher rarities and then supplement your deck with spells of lower rarities to complement its core mechanics. For example, the Goblin Rush enchantment creates a 1/1 goblin whenever you cast a sorcery. You can pair this with the Goblin Warlord, who grants +1/+0 to all your creatures and then also grants swiftness to all your goblins. Additionally, you want to keep a large number of low to medium cost damage sorcerers in your deck to keep churning out those goblins. Though the possibilities for deck construction are near limitless, there are some restrictions. Currently, decks are limited to spells of 1 or 2 colors at a time. 2-color deck building is unlocked early in your game in your own personal meditation realm. Creature summon spells are restricted by a total of 12 creature points in your deck. The more significant impact a creature will have on the battlefield, the higher its creature point count will be. That means that you decide whether to focus on fewer, tougher summons or more numerous but individually weaker ones, which can totally determine your approach on the battlefield. With these deck building basics under your belt, you should be ready to craft the ultimate spell deck and take on any forces that threaten the multiverse. Thanks for joining us, and remember to follow us on socials and our website for the latest updates on Magic Legends. We'll see you in the multiverse.
Alright, you have now seen the trailer, and it's time for the big announcement. IGN announces Magic Legends Open Beta starts March 23rd. Now, this game has been postponed for a 1.0 launch later in the year. We already knew that, but we also thought that the open beta would also be pushed back later in the year, and that is not the case. We are less than 2 months away from being able to play this game. Now, they've already had over 100,000 alpha testers for Magic Legends, and I believe they're doing one more run before the actual open beta. So again, the game continues to improve and they continue to fine-tune it. Now, here is my opinion, okay? And I want to be as clear as humanly possible. For me, visuals are not everything. If anything, visuals aren't even in my top 3 when I rate a game. My current favorite isometric action RPG is Last Epoch, and obviously Last Epoch is not top quality in the visual category, even though they are working on it. Now, when I see a game like Magic Legends and I look at the gameplay, for me, it is the only thing holding it back. As far as the cards and the upgrades and potentially no gear and all that type of stuff, I actually like the idea of something different, and I like the idea of feeling like Magic through an ARPG. I think that's a great idea, and I hope that it really feels good when you're playing it. That being said, from a visual gameplay perspective, and I'm sure it'll get better before we get 1.0, it needs a new coat of paint. It needs to be polished, and we know that alpha games can get a whole lot better before they go 1.0 from a visual perspective. And that's what I'm hoping for Magic Legends. There's no game that I would only play for the visuals, and there's no game that I wouldn't play because of bad visuals, but I think there is a standard for a game that's been in production for as long as Magic Legends in 2021, and all the negative press that it got when initially dropped its alpha, they haven't done enough yet from a visual perspective. That does not mean the game is going to be horrible. That does not mean the game is going to sink. It doesn't even mean that I'm going to hate it. I'm just giving you my perspective that the only thing I see holding this back right now are the visuals. And I'm curious if anybody else feels the same way watching that new trailer. But that's all I got today. New trailer, so you know how the deck layout's going to work, and March 23rd, mark your calendars for the open beta. And if I didn't mention it, this game is also completely free to play. Alright, that's all I got. If you have not joined the official Action RPG Discord, please do so. We're approaching 600 members, great conversations every day. The idea is to create a gaming community that could jump from game to game together, so you never start the server alone. Link for that Discord is in the description. Thank you all for watching. Stay home, stay safe. Do not forget to join the official Action RPG Discord. Aaron